good to have you with us. Welcome along to Sarah Haran's YouTube series called 3 Bags on a Boat. And it is your boat. It's a real boat. We are situated on the Thames. The O2's over there. And there's builders here, so you'll hear lots of banging and knocking. It's Canary Wharf, but we love it.
We do.
I think your boat is fantastic.
Oh, we've had fun.
It's starting to become our real little home from home now. You have a fascination with bags.
Yes.
And not just how they look, how people use them.
Yes. I'm really interested to know how people use them in their day-to-day lives. It's the one thing I've realised that females carry with them all the time. It's the one thing, even if it's a plastic bag, it's with them. It's like everything you carry in your life is often in your bag. And I've learned so much in the last couple of days about offices in bags, which is making my head go round. I've already said to Martina, my head of marketing, what could we do? What twists can I come up with? Yeah, because it's really interesting.
As you mentioned that, I think that our next guest is going to test you about how much you can actually cram into a bag. Not how much you can, but how much you want to cram into a bag.
Carrying your...
Kate Garraway is famous for many things, but one is stuffing a bag with little things. And I've ever seen anybody get inside of it. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely insane. A friend of mine once texted something when I got perhaps staggering along like a complete bag lady with this enormous bag. Just going, has anybody actually asked her what's in that bag? And now you are. Now it all will be revealed. So what's in the bag? We may regret it.
But there's a lovely documentary about you. And Ben Shepherd, all he could talk about really was what was in your handbag and the profusion and the fact that it falls over and things spill out of it. And then you put them all back in again in no particular order.
They're all vital to life. I did once have a bird's nest in my bag early in the morning, which Ben never forgot. And it was because it had been show and tell at the school the day before. We had this disused birds. Yes, I wasn't raiding any birds from their little home, which my son had taken in for show and tell. And I just shoved it in, got up, got into work early in the morning, which you know all about, Anthea, and it was still in my bag. I mean, hygienic-wise, you can feel it.
I felt it earlier.
I have trapeziums of bodybuilders.
It's actually quite good. It's a workout, really.
It's a workout.
When you just think the exercises you could do with this bag.
You do that. I'd have upper arms like Michelle Obama if I did that.
It's really heavy.
My dog is 13 kilograms, and this is like picking Soho up.
It's huge. It's huge.
We are now, drum roll, we're going to find out.
It's like a Mary Poppins bag, so I'm going to whip through some things because you don't want to see it all. So first of all, we've got makeup bag. Big, but I need it. So I'm going to quickly go through that. We've got a hairbrush, obviously need that. We've got rollers, because I don't go anywhere without rollers. And my favourite spray, which is this spray, which makes your hair, even though my hair's like a horse's mane, quite silky. You've seen rollers before.
You spray that on and then you roller.
And then I roller it dry, because I can't blow dry my own hair. And sometimes you get it blow dried and then you go out on location and it's frizzy. Yeah. So if there's damp and moisture in the air, which is my enemy, my hair's enemy, because it just gets its own postcode, I always have a little hat in there. There shouldn't actually be a roller inside of that. But we won't worry about that. So I whack it on between takes, and it just seems to keep it less frizzy. Or, even better, although more embarrassing, is I always have, like in hotels, you get a little shower cap.
Yeah.
So I have my little hotel shower cap, which I put on. Again, the camera crew are often mystified and bemused, but it does work.
But doesn't that you see, if I did that, it would flatten my hair.
Yes. Now, you'd have to be pretty aggressive to flatten my hair. It's massive. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, So
you and I have the same hair, which is the sort of hair which is, it's like the 70s beachcomber. And if you turned us upside down, this is natural, not blow-dried.
Yeah.
You could clean the floor with it.
Oh, it would be brilliant. Yeah. I mean, you should do a whole item on floor cleaning with hair.
Yeah, floor cleaning your
hair. Because my hair would be perfect. It's like a Brillo pad.
Yeah, I learned to blow-dry because you have one thing which I envy so much.
Right.
You have it as well. I have no crown. I have the flattest head in the world. I honestly have a flat head. The only reason I have my hair layered is because I've got a flat head.
Okay.
And if I put this on,
I
look like a very special
Look at that
person.
She looks really
You know,
nice.
But
You look
I love your crown, you see. And
Well,
and that would fly
I've
my
got a
crown.
very little forehead, though. I've got the forehead. It's tiny.
I'll swap you a bit of my forehead.
We could do it. We could
for the crown.
Yeah.
Just the 1980s cut. It's back in. It's back in.
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
back
yeah.
in.
Never been
So
out of
let's
fashion.
get
Your hair
back
is
into
brilliant.
your back.
Okay, now, and I know that you're going to love this. I do have my balm sick. And genuinely,
This is all genuine. I don't need to think this
I
is not
am
set up.
obsessed with this. I remember saying it to me, and we're lucky that we get introduced by makeup artists to all sorts of lovely products. And I just love it. The smell, it's amazing. I do genuinely think it's done my skin good. Now, I do have a neck like a dinosaur's testicle, so there's a limit to what it can achieve on my neck. Is my neck fat? But even that, I honestly feel it's improving. But I did moan to you, didn't I, that the jars are so heavy.
Yeah.
They were big, heavy, and because I like to have it on me because I don't know where I'm going to be.
The bag.
So,
The extra bag.
bless you, you've got new travel sets.
Absolutely.
So I've got
inspired
little
by you.
Inspired by
Yes.
my moaning.
Yes.
But also adoration.
Yeah.
And so we've got the body one, which is unbelievably good as well, and this one too. So what I've been doing is I've been refilling from my big pot into here. So just think how heavy this is.
Two big pots there. So I'm so glad you like it. You know
It's
that
amazing, honestly,
I think
Anthea.
for my skin, as it's got older, it's obviously got drier, and it was never designed as a moisturizer, but I use it most night.
I use it all the time. I use it in the... I maybe have a problem. So I use it at night and in the morning. I also put some on during the day. Am I addicted?
No, I do that, especially around my mouth. Yeah. Lips all
And
around my
everywhere.
mouth.
Yeah. And I just feel like if I don't, my skin feels really tight.
Yeah, I know, it's loving what you're doing.
I mean, if you touch me, you do slide off me. but it works. So I'm going with it.
But on holiday, because you and I have had many conversations about holiday hair.
Yeah.
Because when we go on holiday,
yes,
it is a pointless pursuit to even take a hairdryer. Forget it. It's not worth it.
I agree.
It's mop.
It goes really, and it doesn't go into you know how some people have those gorgeous ringlets. Mine doesn't do that. It just goes into a big frizz. So you told me to use this on my hair, and it's great for. I mean, some of us might bleach our hair, some of us might, and I found that I over bleached to the front, and it started snapping off, and I think it's growing back better now.
No, it will do. Well, it
Moisturised.
Yes, it moisturizes it, but it's got various things in. I've just forgotten what it is now. Hold on, it's castor oil. What am I thinking of? It has castor oil in it, which for years and years I've been using in my hair. Yeah.
So will you put it on
eyebrows? Yeah, castor oil.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went through a time when I was really, really stressed. My hair was breaking, and I think I got it back with castor oil, which was why it went into balm.
Because you knew you'd had that experience. Well, I'm genuinely never without it, and friends will know. In fact, I've got another pot in here, so maybe I should. I should bring it down to just the one pot. That would help the weight.
It's
okay. So what else have we got in here? Now, you know, it is like my old thing. Oh God, we've got my blower brush. We've already talked about that.
Oh, it's handy.
I carry it around. I carry those around. And sorry, this is filthy, but I have used it this morning. That's why. And sorry, my DNA is all over it. But I just find I can't really blow dry it, so I use this. Whack the rollers in, let it cool down, and it does seem to work for me. Even when you're sort of out in the wilds and on a job. I'm just trying to work on my book. Yeah. So this came out, Kate Garraway, The Strength of Love, in the middle of, towards the end of last year. And obviously it is a journey about caring and love for my husband, Derek, for the children and for me, and just the kind of challenges that people face when, so many people are in caring. And then, of course, he passed away. So it ends in a really positive way with him turning to me and saying, still to come, we have a great future. But it just wasn't as long as we hoped it would be, that future. So I am in the process of going back through and trying to update it, because it's going to come out in paperback, so that people don't feel, well, it's a current story. I just want people to feel that they've got the most up to date, because a lot of people have said to me, actually, I think being very kind, and this sounds brutal, but they mean it very kind. They just say you must be so relieved because they knew he was so struggling. They knew it was a massive challenge for me. And I think out of kindness to me, they think you must be relieved that he's out of pain and you haven't got that anymore. But of course, we don't feel that. It's an honour to care, actually. I won't cry, but it's an honour to care for somebody.
No, and I do.
And you've read it, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely.
You.
And I was talking, it was actually on Instagram about it. And what I felt, I've got goosebumps now. When you've got goosebumps when you're talking about something. And I felt that people think that they know everything because they've read so much in newspapers, but actually no, because this book had a very different approach, because it was, you just said, it's about love. And so I think he really gets under your skin, or you've allowed people to get under your skin. But what it has done is you have spoken on behalf of carers.
Yeah.
I know that's something that's deep in your heart.
Yeah, because I think we're all going to need care or be a carer at some point in our life. And probably both, actually. And yet it's only when it's in your face and you're doing it that you realise how huge it is. I mean, you're responsible for another person's life. And some people do that from birth with disabled youngsters, and some people have it come on them with their parents. And then sometimes it can be, like with Derek, out of the blue, one day, life changed forever, And we're still not recognised at all. I mean, carers save, and I promise I'll stop here, I won't go on about it because we are having fun, but £162 billion is what unpaid carers save the economy. That's the cost of another NHS. So we just have to find financial, emotional and practical support for them. Otherwise, our economy suffers, let alone our morality,
And do you feel now, because of what's happened, that that's your purpose?
Yes. I mean, I
don't mean that in the fact that you've got to be a load on your shoulders, but things happen.
Yeah.
And then you make some good out of that.
Yeah.
And you'll be there with your sword, because I can't think of anybody better.
Oh, well, kind of, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm very sad that I'm no longer a carer, but maybe the one thing I can do, because Derek, I mean, it was so sad to see Derek, somebody who'd fought really hard for a society that he believed was better, to then sort of become the victim of the fact that society hadn't emerged. And so I kind of feel for him, for the children, but most of all for other people in my situation. I do have to speak up, because it's not sexy caring. There's a million movies about George Clooney-like doctors and life in A&E, and we all have a sense of that. But the work of caring goes on quietly, individually, often in isolation, often in a very lonely way. And so there isn't a movie about carers. There should be. And we need to just sort of speak up and talk about it, really, and just all realise that it's for the good of all of us to have it at the forefront of our mind.
Well, if you are the carer for carers, then I can't think of a better person to be doing that job. Absolutely. Let's dive back into your bag.
Back into the bag.
Back into that bag.
What else have we got? Well, we've got some little bits of emotion. So this is my little separate bag where sometimes I'll put in bits and bobs that I've, just pulled out of the papers that I want to do for work. But also I always have my 3 crosses. So let me find my other one in here. And they are 2 crosses that Darcy and Billy made, which look like they're unravelling. I need to quickly redo them.
It's an IWP, so I can do this.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly qualified for it.
I am the person who should be putting these back together.
And they made it when Derek was in his coma, in the early stages, with my mum, as decoration. We were looking for things to take in to decorate. We couldn't go and visit, obviously, as send-in. And he was very religious. So it seemed like a cross, but with bright colours, because he'd begun to open his eyes now. And then this was Derek's own crucifix, which he just had in his hand and would finger a lot when he started to get sensation back. So it's sad that it's not in his hand at the moment. We did think about burying him with it, but then we thought, no, I'm going to keep it with me. So I've got the 3 crosses of my family that I have on me at all times, which is just lovely. and it keeps it there and keeps it special. So that
You know, you've always made the right decision.
have I?
Yes, you have. It's just a little thread. I always think I need to say this to you. And I did say it when I was talking about you on Instagram, that everything that you have done, I believe you have made exactly the right decision.
It's strange, isn't it? Because I'm contorted all the time with thinking if only I'd done this and only I'd done that. And I think you always are when someone passes away or when you're up against something. But you feel I have. I hope I have.
Absolutely. You have.
I hope I have. What else have we got? I don't know how we must be way over and up. No. So we've got passes to get into Smooth Radio because, of course, I have my Smooth Radio show 5 days a week. The amount of times I haven't got this, it got to the point where they were just like, I was on air and they wouldn't let me in. And then sometimes the amount of times I've gone to the loo and forgotten it and trapped myself out on the records coming to an end, you know, all of that stuff. And then because I live and breathe on my phone, I've got this is Transform My Life. So this is a little thing off Amazon. You can get loads of different ones. And you just pop this up. It's so fiddly. Here we go. Pop this up, open it up, and then you rest your phone in there and it becomes...
Oh my God, I love it.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I love it.
It becomes a laptop. Rather than having to take a big Amazon, big laptop anywhere. And then wherever you go, so if you pop your phone in there, look at that. And then you just turn a Bluetooth on and you can write. Because you know how if you're doing... The odd text is fine, but if we start to get into emails on the go, it's just easier to write like that. Brilliant.
How much was it?
So that's why everyone was cheap as chips. You can get a whole variety from 20 quid to like 150. I didn't go for the 150. No. But it's all there. Perfect. But yeah, you can get them really cheaply. And then I have, I've had thyroid problems. I've got the autoimmune thyroid condition, and it was discovered after I had Darcy when it went massively overactive, and and actually I got super skinny. I could literally eat anything and I was thin, and initially I thought this is great, and then I thought actually this is not great, I'm still losing weight, and it turned out to be overactive. It's now gone the other way, so it's virtually packed up, so I have to take a lot of thyroxine, and so I keep it in there, my little bag, because if I don't have it in something small, it won't be on me when I need to take it. And of course a card, and it's in a little purse that I bought, a little cheap little purse I bought in Padstow in Cornwall. So every year my family has gone for the spring half-term holiday to a place near Padstow, and it started off with my mum, dad and grandparents, and then my brother and I, and it's got bigger and bigger, and it's now about 33 of us.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a tiny village outside Padstow.
All the same house, or just...
No, we've had to expand into all sorts of different...
local villages.
We dominate it. And the guy that
over.
runs the beach shop is my age. So it was his mum that used to run it. Now I come back, and I swear to God that by the time we've gone in and bought things like this and everything else, that's his summer sorted when the Garraways descend.
That's brilliant.
And it's just my favourite place in the world.
I was thinking Brickstein,
my favourite place in the world. What else do you want?
God, I'm just loving
Are you
all
loving
of this.
the adventure?
Yes.
I'm also always carry a paper diary. I know.
So do I. I do too.
Do you?
Look at me as if I'm insane. But yeah, I do, because you can see it.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm so
I love
wedded
it.
to this one.
Do you do that?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But how do you look at
diary.
your week? Like,
Yeah,
let's look at the week.
it's nice.
This is
Look at the
April.
week.
This
You
is
can
long
look
gone.
at a week.
How do you look at that and think, I can't fit or I can fit things in?
You can still look at a week.
But I just
No,
think,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I have to see it visually.
But what about when you want to cross things out and you want to
cross them
change
out.
things?
Yeah, I know, but it would just end up a mess, wouldn't it? It would just...
You see, that's the problem. You don't like a mess.
No.
Whereas I can see the journey in the mess,
Can I
you
come
see.
to your
I
house
can
with some sort of solution?
I use a pencil
I know,
and then I
this
rub
is
it
true.
Can I please?
Do
I can't do it in mine because it's all done.
What? Come to my house?
Yeah, I want to do
Oh my
storage solutions.
God, you can, but I don't. But you're going to need therapy afterwards.
It's okay, it's okay.
It will just shock you.
No, nothing shocks me.
I love it. I would get mildly excited.
Mildly.
Mildly. Yeah.
No, I get really excited.
No, honestly, if I see a mess, I want to sort it out. I just
like that
And I just
know,
enjoy it
But
so
you
much.
need time
How long?
to go through. I'd say a month.
No.
Is that all?
Well, you're going to make me throw things away, aren't you?
See, let's just
Yeah, no, I'd have, if it's
And
not
that's
beautiful,
good.
useful, or seriously
No,
sentimental,
I
it has
agree
to
with
go.
you. I think I need time to go through everything with you
Yes.
and you come up with better storage solutions.
Yes.
I've got too many wicker baskets.
Yeah. But you can't keep everything. You've got to let some things go. 'Cause
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
she'll not be able to cope.
No.
I know, I have this little thing, and you have, and somebody said this to me many, many years ago, and it's a little play on the whole William Morris, you know, have nothing in your homes to do, believe to be beautiful, or no, to be useful, something like that. And this is, you look at an item, and you say, if you're not beautiful, useful, or seriously sentimental, you have to go.
But what qualifies seriously sentimental?
Well, this is the area. This is the area.
Is
It's
it
difficult,
because
isn't
you
it?
once had it with a friend, or somebody once did it, or my grandmother got to the point after my grandfather died that she wouldn't throw away the toilet brush because he'd chosen it with her. Now, I'm better than that.
Yeah.
I'm better than that. But there's a lot between don't throw away the toilet brush and an organised house that I need help with.
Yes, but don't you think that you would sort of grow and develop and fly? There would be Boadicea with her sword, caring for carers, doing everything.
If her house is like her bag, it's going to be a lot of stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
That
If
is
I
Maybe
take
what
a
it
month.
comes down to is all I need is what's in the bag and I can get rid of the rest. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
look
I feel
at
your
that.
pain,
Oh
though.
my goodness,
So
that's
what I think we should
beautiful.
do then is give you a neat bag,
Right.
perhaps with a little bit of organisation
I like that.
Oh, look at the inside of that.
in all your
So
little
what I've
special
got,
things.
it's not that much smaller than mine. I'm impressed with you. I
Yes,
thought
but
it
it's
was
just.
but it's
Yep.
not just a big sack, is it?
It's not a sack. It's got
Okay.
places to put things. Your
Right.
pencil, so you can write in your diary and still rub things out. There's a little
Okay.
space for that.
Amazing.
There, got the diary in there as well with
I
the
love it.
place for your glasses or your phone.
Yes.
And then a zipped pocket maybe for
Zip
all
pocket.
of your 3 crosses.
Yes.
They're not going to get upset. And then I've also put in a lovely little
oh,
extra
look
bag
at
as well.
that.
Balm 6.
Oh my
Just
goodness,
in
this
case.
is perfect. I'll do
Yes,
it
there's
now.
an extra little special small one inside as well.
Oh,
it's like a
wow,
regular
that's so lovely.
There you go. Just got that on paper. Just keep it extra clean.
Maybe I
So
could
that
put a paper diary in there actually, so it stays
You could
clean
as
and
well,
dry, and I know where
with
it
the
always.
pencil, so you can rub it out.
You've changed my life, haven't you?
There we go.
So does the big Kate Garraway liberated from chaos start here with this
Yes.
bag?
Yes.
Think about that.
Girls.
That would be.
It
I love
all
it.
started with a handbag.
It all started with your
you?
handbag.
It's all about handbag.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Kate, it's been a delight as always. Thank you for finally. I feel like the nation now has seen the real inside of Kate Garraway's handbag. I have to say there are a few.
in there.
There are a few other things in there,
There are a
as
few other
well.
things. There's
Not
some
quite
old
as
sweet
exact.
wrappers
Yeah,
as
those are. That yeah. Thank you so
It's a good
much.
start.
It's been fantastic.
lovely.
I
Thank you
love
to
that
both
bag.
of
That's
you.
so gorgeous.
Thank you.
So
This is
gorgeous.
amazing.
Bye.